All right, we're live. Backyard Lumberjack in the building, back for another session, splitting firewood. And yes, we are going to do a face-off between the FISKARS and Council. So we got the FISKARS X27 and we have the Council 6. I did a video before, I believe, Council 5 versus FISKARS X27, but we're going to do a head-to-head FISKARS X27 versus Council 6. And then, we just got to stack some firewood. We got to maneuver some things around just to see kind of like what stacking firewood is like. We're going to take some measurements. All right, we're going to measure out what an actual cord is and do the math. And we're going to, maybe I can show y'all like, okay, this little stack from here to here, this is what a cord of wood looks like. So we'll do the math on camera. All right. Let's do it. All right, so let's strap up. We need our PPE. I got my eye protection. I got my hand protection. And now that we speak about hand protection, I definitely want to show y'all what happened yesterday. Because I was on a live yesterday and I was telling y'all how I got violated by a pack of bees. Just violating me. But I didn't get to show y'all. All right, so anybody just tapping in, I didn't get to show y'all, but if y'all can see the difference right there, y'all see how this hand swelled up? This one is partly swelled up. I got stung by a bee right here. So you can see like how my hand is normally like you can see my tendons and stuff, but I got swelled up by a bee right here. Swelled up by a bee right there, and boom. Bee swole me up right there on both hands. Swole me up real good. What's going on, Speculum Richie, man? Got stung by a bee 3 times yesterday, man. He swole me up right there. One swole me up right there. One right here. You can see this hand is all swollen right here. All right. A lot of swelling. All right. A bee stung me good yesterday. All right. So this hand is all swolled up. And then he got me on the back of the arm. It might be hard to tell from the video. I'm not sure. But it's kind of red and swollen. It might be hard to tell from the video. But one got me like right here. It's all swollen in this area. Bee stung me here and got me on both hands, man. They violated me yesterday. Got me good, man. All right, so until I'm able to like eliminate that beehive from where I was chopping up the stuff with the chain, until I'm able to find the beehive and eliminate it, I got to fall back a little bit on splitting around. So I'm just gonna be chopping with an axe for a little bit. All right. Let the trauma set in and pass. Them bees got at me fast. Them bees earned their respect yesterday. All right. Got stung 3 times in 5 minutes, man. Wasn't fun. Wasn't fun at all. All right. So I'm gonna be stacking this firewood. So I'm gonna be splitting and stacking, splitting and stacking. And I got a bunch of firewood here that I split last night. Look like we got a little beetle or something on there, dragonfly. I don't know what that is. All right, I just don't want no more hives building in where I'm stacking wood and stuff. But all right, so y'all see the fire stack behind these trees. So I got to move these trees a little bit just so y'all can kind of see a little bit more where I'm stacking at. So I think I got to kind of move stuff. I've been having some trees here until the weather got nicer, so I get to where it's okay to plant into the ground where it's not too hot. But I got my gorilla cart filled with water, and I'm gonna move some of the stuff so that we can actually see where we're stacking firewood at now. So I'm gonna move a couple of these trees, and I'm gonna sit it in my gorilla cart full of water. All right, ready? Hup, hop, work. Yeah. Okay. Just let that rest up in there. Let's get this one up out of the way. It was in a good environment, man. All these wood chips are wet. Just kind of held them over with wood chips. And I'm going to take these wood chips and when I put them in the ground, when I put these trees in the ground, these wood chips are going to be what covers them up when I put them in the ground. But we need space to be able to see where we're stacking our wood. So these got to move. Okay. I busted one of the burlaps on that one. All right, but we just had to get it out. We just need to be able to see what we're doing, because I got to put some more pallets over here for stacking firewood, right? We got a bunch of bark over here. So I've been stacking bark for burning, for cooking with. And saw a bunch of dry bark over here. A lot of it, actually. Let's throw it over there for now. Let's get this stuff up out of here. And I'm gonna put a good pallet. So we got a partial pallet right here. It's missing a few slats. So actually I'm gonna put a good pallet over here. Maybe whack a few sticks in some of the shrubbery. We got some Rose of Sharon. We got some American holly growing over here. And looks like some black locust. All this stuff got to go. All right, so we'll throw this over here for now. I'll go back and get this bark later. But this pallet right here that I'm standing on, it's got to get switched out. So I'm going to switch this pallet out for a good pallet so that we can continue stacking our firewood down this lane like we've been doing. All right. Got to make this look nice and pretty. All right. I've been having offers from the road. People telling me, yo, you know, you selling firewood, man? How much you selling firewood for? Yeah. All right. That's good. That's a good thing. I've reserved the option to sell my firewood if I want to. That wasn't the goal. Initially, the first goal was just to become self-sustainable and be able to heat my home with the firewood that I procure for free. All right. The second goal was, once I have enough firewood for a few years built up and I have a steady rotation, then I'm going to start selling it. But, you know, plans change. They say, you know, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. The first thing I did after cutting a bunch of firewood, I sold firewood first. Before I actually started heating my home with it, I sold firewood first. So I'm not mad at that. You know, things change, you adjust, pivot. You know, life happens. All right, so we're moving this pallet out the way, okay? And I'm gonna switch it out for a better pallet because we're missing a slat on this one. I'll replace that slat. I got extra wood, extra slats laying around. So I'll replace that one slat. And then I'm going to lay down a couple pallets right there so that I can continue stacking this firewood so you can actually see what I got going on. Because it was hard to see. All right. Got plenty of good pallets. I ain't got wood to replace any slats if need be. All right. We got a decent pallet I'm about to bring over there. Replace that with halfway decent. This works. As long as it's got all its top slats, for the most part, it's okay. All right, let's replace it with this one right here so that we can keep splitting and stacking, doing our thing. All right, so it's pretty lined up. I'm good. I feel like, you know, we're heading in the right direction. I just gotta keep it leaning in the right direction. All right, so we're good. Let's get the splitting. Like I said, X27 versus Council 6. All right, we got a little knotty piece right here. Not little. That's a massive knot right there. All right, we got to get to it. I'm getting ready to check the comments and see, as long as our microphone is on and working good. Oh, damn, a bunch of ants under there. A lot of ants. Not carpenter ants, so I'm not worried. Carpenter ants will bite the hell out of me. But we got ants nonetheless. And a fire chief slow riding by, like wondering what I'm doing. Okay, you on swole, lumberjack? Yeah. Yeah, I'm swole up, man. Them bees tore me up. But let's get busy. Microphone good? Okay, microphone's good. Wife gave me the okay. All right, let's get to splitting, man. Let's get to splitting. And once I start filling up that pallet, I'll take this other green giant out of here and move some more trees and then add another pallet and continue to stack it, man. All right, work. All right, there's a gazillion ants in that tree and that piece of wood right there. All right, so I ain't worried about it, man. These are just regular little worker ants. These are not carpenter ants, so no big deal. All right, it's the carpenter ants I'm worried about that'll bite the heck out you and a few of them, they just swarm on you and just start like, man, violating you just like the bees will. All right, so this is council 6 right here that I'm working with. Not council 5. I'm gonna have to still rehang that axe. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, make a whole separate video in the morning, rehang that axe, because council 5 is my favorite of the two. This is council 6. And we're gonna see council 6 versus FISKARS X27. All right, so this piece right here, we're not getting through. That's 1 strike, 2 strikes. Let's bring down Thor's hammer and see what we get. Base out. All right, 1 hand towards the base, 1 hand towards the head, and work. That's 1. All right. Okay, so we got a nice knot right there. I see why we're not getting through. We're knotty. We're gonna see if the axe falls out, then I'll approach it from the other side. We got a chip off of there. We got a chip. That works. I'll take it. All right. Now I want to approach it from the other side because chip came off, but we're super knotty and we're towards the knotty side, man. But this is really a video about preference, man. My preference. All right. Got a beautiful piece off of here. Beautiful piece of firewood chipped off of there. And just really trying to skip around the knots, man. That's my thing. I see I got a nice knotty piece right here, so I just want to kind of work around the knots. Chipped them, chipped it. It counts. Again. Chipped it again. All right. So if I can get another piece off of here, I'll be happy. 1 more piece. So the knot is right here. If I get another piece off of here, I'll be happy and just leave it alone. Let it be. Look like I got a chip off the knotty side. All right. Let me see if I can get another piece off of here. I'm gonna go right for the middle, man. See what I get. Oh, good. Bad strike. Bad strike. But we got to keep it toward the top. We split it a little bit, so we got some splitting. All right. If I can just finish that split, I'm happy with that right there. With what I'm looking at. All right, so we got a decent halfway partial split right there, maybe like a 3/4 split, but it's only holding together because of the knot. So now we got a hammer, bust through that knot, and we got good firewood. Come on, ready? Base out, Thor's hammer, let's go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And we broke and busted through that knot right there. Now we got very good firewood. Amazing. Good work. Okay. All right. Let's keep working on this piece right here that has 10 gazillion thousand ants in here. All right. Like I said, as long as it's not carpenter ants, I'm not tripping about it, man. The other ants don't really bite. Beautiful. Carpenter ants will tear you up. I've been bit by them before. Don't let them do it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good splits. All right. Let's see what we got going on. And like I said, we're trying to avoid this knot, man. We got a massive knot right there, sticking out right there. And as much as we can avoid it and bust down this piece, that's what we're going to do. All right. So I'm just kind of micromanaging the position of it. Beautiful. Nice little chip off of there. All right. Now we're going to aim for the middle. All right, we got most of the outsides of it. Now we just crack that right down right here. Let's see. Beautiful. That's what I like to see right there. These are good pieces of firewood right there, man. Amazing firewood. This piece we're gonna hit again. This piece we're gonna hit again. It's gotta happen. That's what I'm talking about. After this, we go into the FISKARS and see how the FISKARS feels in hand. Because I haven't used that in months. All right, I've been rocking with all council, between council 5, council 6. Those been my babies right there. Wooden handles. All right, I've been wanting only wooden handle axes. All right, they've been working the best for me. And, you know, if I have it my way, I wouldn't touch another fiberglass handle hardly ever. Unless I need to bring out maybe the FISKARS Mall, maybe. because that's really the only mall I have. It's a FISKARS mall. All right, so just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna see if I can split this knotty piece down the middle. I already know it's not gonna go well, but I'm gonna give it one crack at it before I move on to the FISKARS in another round. Oh, now we can pass on that one. Now we can make it all the way through. Are we counting this? Oh, we counted. That council did damage. Council 6 did damage on that one. Doing damage. That council 6 did damage on that one. Damn. I wasn't expecting that. It bust through a massive knot. Wasn't expecting that. Let me get a little chip off of there. Just to make it a proper piece. Just to make it a proper piece of firewood. This knotty piece going every which direction. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see if I can get another piece off of this one. Just to make this a proper piece. Wasn't expecting that. We get ready to move over to the X27, the FISKARS. This one don't want to sit up. If I could bust it sideways, I'll bust it sideways, but I'm already happy with what I got. We got a chip off of there. I need another chip off before I can be able to stack this properly. Another chip. Yeah, I already know this piece was going to be stubborn. I already know it. Let me see if I come from this end. Got a piece off of it. Got a piece off of it. Not really where I need it to be, but this is still a halfway decent piece of firewood. As long as you got a sizable enough box, a firewood box that you're putting this in, this is good firewood. So stack it. Stack it. All right. Let's put this Council 6 to the side. Now we're moving on to the X27. Let me not put this in the way. Let me just, I'll lay it down. I'll lay it down. I usually like to stick it in the wood, man. Just so my axe falling all over the ground everywhere. Let's see where we're going with this. We got a little awkward piece right here. Let's go. Get ready to check the comments. All right. Come on. There we go. So this is a real awkward piece right here. Y'all know, how they like to cut the trees down, diagonal, little inch pin right there, whatever you want to call it. All right, we're going to the X27 now. Okay. X27, let's go. Let's get after it. How are we going to attack this? All right, let's approach from this side right here. This has damn near half the diameter head right here. Not my favorite axe, man. I'll tell you that right now. Nothing happening. Not budging. It's a tough piece of wood right here, ain't it? All right. Let's approach from the other angle. The best thing about this one is easier to get out of your round. This one don't get stuck as easy. All right, we're making cracks. We're making headway, but this is a tough round, or this axe really doesn't get it like the councils do. All right, we're getting cracking. All right, we're starting to make a little bit of headway. Okay. All right, we got some action. Count that. We got some action. Finally. Dang. I got so used to the councils and so spoiled by the councils that, swinging this X27 is like, man, you got to put a lot more effort. You got to be a lot more precise. Yeah, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. Not the same. Not at all. No. I want to switch back to the council already. X27 versus council. I want to switch back to the council already. All right. Come on now. Work. Gotta at least do 1 round a piece, just to let you know my preference and why. We're gonna knock off a whole round a piece, and then I'll stick to the one that I prefer the most. All right, we got 2 pieces off of there. We're gonna have to bust them down again, but let's get the rest of this round done. This is FISKARS X27. Work. All right. This one does not stick as bad as the Council, but it also doesn't do as much damage as the Council. All right. We're getting somewhere. All right. Still nothing. We cracking. We're not splitting yet. We got somewhere. All right. We got 3 chips off of there, and we working. Let's keep moving. We're gonna have to split those chips again, though. Yep. For some reason, I'm not the biggest fan of like the straight vertical up and down. I can do it, but it's just not my favorite, man. It's not my favorite swing. It's really not. I don't like it. It's not my favorite swing. I can definitely get the job done. And I've got critiques about people like, they don't like my form. I look like I'm day one. I look like I never swung an axe before because I'm not like vertical straight up and down. So what? All right. I got my own preference and style and how I like to split wood. It don't have to look like how you want it to look. All right. We got another chip off of there. All right, that's the 4th chip. All right. Keep moving. We got another crack. Come on. We're chipping. Breaking it down little by little. Uh-huh. All right, good split. All right. We got to hit this piece at least 1 or 2 more times right here. Again, Daniel-san. Again. Let's hit it sideways. All right, that 1 piece is good. This piece, it can stand to get hit 1 more time. 1 more turn. Nice. This piece got to get hit again. Beautiful. Beautiful firewood right there. Uh-huh. We gonna hit this one again? Of course. Got to. Got to. All right. Nice. Good rounds. Good pieces. Good splits. Beautiful firewood. Wouldn't have it any other. Gotta hit this one at least 1 more time. See what we get. All right. Amazing. This one too. Again. Good piece of firewood. Great. This one gonna get hit maybe three separate pieces. What I'm looking at least. We're gonna keep it laid down though. It's all good. Chipped it. All right. And keep it laid down. Let's just stay standing. All right. Amazing piece right there. Amazing piece. Stack them down. Come on. Hawk it down. Yes. Beautiful. Can't ask for better than that. And that's our main piece that we never finished. This is the main piece. We're gonna keep hammering away at it. Come on, till we finish the job. Perfect piece, landed right where it needed to land. All right, let's hit this corner right here. And it's the X27 FISKARS. All right, can we count that? Are we counting that? Are we counting that? Count it, count it, count it. Yeah, count that. All right, now we're going right for the middle now. Come on, again. Can't even bring down Thor's hammer. It wasn't in there enough. Wasn't in there enough, so just gotta approach it. Approach it a little bit different. All right, we hit the same spot. We hit where we were aiming for. All right, chip that off. All right, one more time on this one. All right, this one more time. Right in half. Necked it. One more time on this piece right here. Beautiful. That's what we was looking for. All right. We gotta hit this piece. This piece gotta get bust down into either 2 or 3 pieces. Let's see where our aim lands. Oh, all right. Now we gotta bring down Thor's hammer. We hit a knot. We hit a knot. That was light work. Count that. That's an acceptable piece right there. That counts. We're gonna hit this one again. Let's see. See if we get off of here. See how we looking. Nah, we want that split one more time. It's acceptable, but that gotta get bust down one more time. Yes. Just what we was looking for. Just what the doctor. So, all right. FISKARS X27 versus Council 6. They both get the job done for sure. For sure. They both get the job done. Different profiles, man. All right. We're talking about 2 different size axes, different weights. All right. So Council 6, you see the splitting profile on there. This is a 6-pound axe head versus like, I think this one's like 3.5, maybe 4 pounds. So one is almost twice the weight other. All right, so way different splitting profiles. All right, you got this little boy arms. We got the same troll back in the chat. Oh man, he like looking at my arms, man. We got somebody in the chat that likes looking at my arms, man. All right. I'm his Saturday muse, man. He likes looking at boy arms on Saturdays and Fridays. Oh man, my boy is back. Hoping that I'll come back on here showing arms, because that's what he likes to look at. All right, we got more pieces to split. Let's work. We back to the Council 6. Let's see if I have the same sentiment after working the Council, or working the FISKARS X27. See if I still have the same sentiment for the Council 6. And we're gonna go straight up and down. Oh, right in half. And this is not even designed to be a splitting axe right here. Council 6, not designed to be a splitting axe. It's a fireman's axe, meant to be able to bust through doors and eat through doors when somebody's lives are on the line. Have to get through houses, and it's boom, meant to just eat through wooden doors. All right, but you see what it does for splitting wood, man. All right, it might as well be a wood splitting axe. All right, probably most of their sales come from people that want to split wood. If you gotta ask me, you know, their biggest sales do not come from firemen. If you ask me, people that want to split wood. Hop! Look at that. One and done. One and done so far. It's all one and dones. Council 6, amazing. Top of the line. Top of the line. And I'm a man that, I'm really not a wedge person, man. I'm really not a splitting wedge type of axe, man. I'd rather just have the right axe, the right size axe, the right profile axe that I like and just get to it. I really don't prefer to have a splitting wedge. Come on now. Can't argue with that. Must not argue with that, man. What the guy that's talking about my arms, what are you talking about? He want to see my bicep a certain way? What are you talking about? All right, same weirdo that was in the other chat. I think he liked my bicep or something. Beautiful. This axe gets the job done. And then some. Nah, Council 6 all day. FISKARS X27 gets it done. Council 6 is where it's at. Council 5 is where it's at. Either one. Council 6 just has a little bit more umph to it. It's a pound heavier, so it's got a little bit more umph to it. That's the only difference. No, that's not the only difference. Council 5 definitely has a little bit better of a splitting profile. Council 6 is good. Council 5 has a little bit better of a splitting profile, but the Council 6 has a little bit more umph to it, being a whole pound heavier. That's the difference. Come on. Up. Look at that. Look at that. Council 6. Come on now. Huh? Come on. Ain't miss a beat yet. Did not miss a beat yet. Come on. It's almost too good. I'm feeling like I need to get paid for this, man. All right? No, nobody's paying me. This is not an advertisement, man. Just my preference in axes and how I split my wood. I feel like I do need to get paid for this right here. I'm gonna stop talking about brands soon. So I need to get paid. Huh? Look at that. Look at that. Massive difference. All right. One of them I had to give several strikes in certain areas. One of them I didn't. One strike, one and dones. Plenty of one and dones. Stacking firewood like it's nothing. All right, let's go get another tough piece. We got a big round right here. Ah! Come on, let's walk it over. Let's walk it over. There we go. Okay. All right. This is a heavy round right here. It's green. Just split it a day or two ago. And this is tough work. Super heavy round. It's at the capacity as far as length, as far as firewood goes. And we got some knots in there. So this is going to be a tough piece to get after. All right. I put the knot towards the front. All right. I'll show y'all. It's knotty right here. And then this is towards the base. So we're starting to get a little bit curving in there towards the bottom right there. So this is not going to be an easy piece of wood to split, but we're going to get after it nonetheless. Come on, Council 6. Let's get to work. Come on. It's go time. Chipped it on the side. Thought I saw a spark in there. All right. Not the same spot, similar, but we got some cracking. We're gonna start chipping away soon. But like I said, it's starting to curve out towards this side right here. So this part right here towards the bottom is gonna be tough, and this knot right here is gonna be tough. I already see it. Let's work. Chipped it. All right, amazing piece of firewood right there. But once we get that first chip, that's what sets us on our way right there. Then we can start working around that chip. All right. Again. All right. We're almost off of there. I feel like I could turn this around and hit it with the other side. There we go. See? I didn't even hit it with the sharp side. All right, count that. It was already chipped off of there, waiting to be busted away. That's what it was looking for. All right, y'all see all that? We chipped a lot off of there, but this is a massive round right here. All right, a lot of firewood with this one piece right here. A lot of firewood in here. Damn. We're gonna have to hit this one piece again. I might as well just throw it on top. All right, so just bust this right now. Get it out the way. There we go. One more time. Finish the job. Finish the job, son. All right. Good firewood. Amazing firewood. Look at that. Look at all that. All right. Keep working. Keep working. The job's not done. Come on. Ah. This act's so good. Sometimes this feels like an overstrike. I'm doing too much. Damn. I'm gonna flip this piece over soon because it's based out and it's flaring out so much that it's best to just approach it from the opposite end. But I'm gonna give it a couple more strikes. But yeah, it's the way I'm looking at it, yeah, we gotta approach it from the other side. We gotta flip it over though. We got a good crack right there. All right. Let me see how far that crack going down. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, lay her down, crack her in half. Yes. Get off my axe. Get off my axe. We gotta hit this one more time. Get off my axe. Come on now. One more time, right down the middle. You gonna stand up for me? Nicked it. Nicked it. Damn it. Come on. Right there. Stay right there. Just stay right there. Just don't move. Beautiful firewood. Don't move. Don't move. That's all. That's all I ask. All right, so we're ready on the other side. This thing flipped over for me. And we're just gonna bring it up on our base piece right here, just like that. Now we can start hitting this from different angles because we got a whole knot sticking out right there. We split wood right around that knot. Everything came from around that knot. All right, and we're just catching the right angle. We looking for them angles. Come on, again. This is knotty, curvy wood right here. Pause. We're starting to crack it. We're getting cracking in there. One more time. If we can follow that crack, we might be able to split that round off of there. That piece. Might be able to chip it. Come on. Put a little bump in there. No good. Where it need to be. Come on. Damn it. All right, let's whack it from the other side and see what we get. There we go. Sometimes it take just hitting it with the other side and come right off. All right, it was loose, hitting it, cracking it, and just wasn't getting hit right where it needed to get hit. And sometimes I just flip the axe over, hit it from the flat side, and boom, off it goes. Sometimes that's all it takes. Split that right in half. All right, let's keep it going. Now we aiming right at the knot. I just want to give like one crack at the knot just to see what happens. We're gonna work our way around the other side of the knot. I just want to see, since we're right here. Oh, you see that thing bounce right off. Yeah, ain't nothing happening where that knot is. Yeah, nothing happening. All right, so like I said, we're gonna work our way around the other side. We're gonna work around the knot. All right. don't got my trees over here because sometimes I'll slip off and skip off, and the blade of the axe will go skipping right into the roots of the tree balls right there, the burlap of the tree, and ready to split one of my roots. So I don't want to keep doing that. That's why I moved them also. Okay, we got cracking. We got more cracking. All right, what's that? Greek mythology, krakens and stuff. All right, release the kraken. Come on now. Yeah, that's work right there. Now we're gonna stack it right on top. Bust that down too. Let's turn it around. Let's see if we can get that split down too. It's nothing straight about that right there. Nothing, no straight grains in there. It's all going every which way. We got a chip off of there. Come on now. There we go. Now it's good firewood. Do I think the X27 would have did as well? No. It would have got a job done, but would have did as well as where we're at right now? No, not at all. Chipped it. Good piece off of there. All right, keep working. Come on, keep working. Oh, we had major resistance. Major resistance in there. And we're kind of trying to read the grains of the wood and everything that's going on. Man, that was major resistance. I think damn near bounced off of there. Damn near. Tough pieces right there. Meeting a lot of resistance right there. I see knotting all around the back of here. A little bit, but there's knotting. Damn, this ain't doing nothing. All right, just so y'all see the difference, and the same thing happens. I'm gonna bring out the X27 just to show y'all. I'm not gonna bring out the FISKARS Maul, which will probably do more damage than both of them, but just to show y'all. All right, same thing might happen. Nothing happening. It's like a little thunk. Nothing happening. Nothing happening at all. Damn, that's a solid piece. A lot of knotting. Now it's a good piece for bringing out the maul, or keep flipping and turning, whatever. We back to the FISKARS X27. Let's see. Approach it from different angles. Might get a little chipping off the back right there. Come on. Got a little bit piecing off little mini chunks, piecing, but that's not anything significant. It's nothing of significance. Damn. This piece feel like a waste of my time right now. I ain't gonna lie. This feel like, man, go lay this down, let this season for about a year, and then come back and get after it. That's what this piece feels like. So, all right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna listen to nature, because nature will tell you it's not time for this. Unless you got a hydraulic splitter, sitting out here splitting by hand, putting in more effort than it's worth, and not being the most optimal with your time, that's not where it's at. So I'll put this piece down on top of other pieces, let it get good air, get seasoned, and whatever doesn't come off right now, we will chop it off another time. All right. I imagine, I'm new to this wood splitting stuff, but I imagine a good lumberjack that's splitting wood by hand knows when to give it a rest and move on to the next piece and leave that for something different. All right, we got massive nodding right there. So we know we're gonna stay away from that. We're gonna start chipping around right here. Let's go back to Council 6, see what we're talking about in the comments. All right, got a lot more work to do. A lot more. Okay. Uh, you still moving sideways like 9-3? Nah, you are, homie. See, if you had bigger arms, it wouldn't be so hard to move them logs. How do you know a good crack to a bad crack? That's it, bash it hard? No, no, no. So, I wouldn't say there's a bad crack, man. I wouldn't say that. But naturally, I'm looking at this piece of wood right here, and there's natural splits in the wood right now already. All right. There's not really there's not really much splitting towards the knotty part of this wood, but where the wood is starting to naturally dry out and it'll separate real good and real easy is the furthest away from this knot right now. So if I really want to attack this the most optimal way, one is to stay away from that massive knot and work around it. Don't try to attack it, stay away from it, and just try to follow the grains of where the wood is naturally starting to split and splinter. All right, because the wood naturally wants to, as it starts to dry out, and naturally split apart, separate, dry out, and it's like, and there's parts where it just starts to like separate from. And if you approach it from just trying to attack where those splits are, you might have more success. You should, in theory, have more success. But again, you know, I'm attacking this green wood. So some of this wood is really green where you're not really getting so much splitting, and some of this wood has been sitting out in rounds for quite some time, and it's a lot easier to split. So a lot of this wood, the greener wood, is going to be way difficult to split. Way more difficult to split than the green wood. So let it sit outside. If you, my opinion, let those rounds sit outside for at least 2 weeks in the summer, or in where you got good heat or good sun. Let it dry out. Give it at least 2 weeks, and you have a way better chance of breaking those rounds apart a lot easier. My opinion. That's what I've been noticing. I've been giving these rounds 2 weeks, and they split a lot easier. Some of these rounds I got right here, I just cut them yesterday, and naturally they're going to be more difficult to split. But I don't mind a difficult task. That's where I'm at with it. I get after it regardless, and come out here, and I just need it out the way. All right. Anybody, any other questions? Nope. Okay, let's get back to it. All right, Council 6. That's where we're at. Let me take these glasses off take these off for a second. All right. I've been working holes through the insides of the gloves. All right. I got stung from bees on the outside of my gloves, and they stung right through the gloves. So these impact gloves didn't make much of a difference, because I had impact gloves on when I got stung by a bee through the glove. The bee, it seemed like he knew where the impact part was, and it was like, oh, go around the impact part, let me go to the thin layer part, and then put his whole ass into staying through the glove, and was like, and stung right through. And that's why I'm swollen the most. My whole hand swell up, like my fist is like the size of Texas right now. My whole hand swole up because of that bee. But it is what it is. You know, he got me. I ain't been stung by a bee in maybe 30 years. It's been 30 years since I've been stung by a bee, and I got stung 3 times in 5 minutes. Sometimes it's like that. They say bad things come in threes. So they say. Got stung 3 times in 5 minutes. Ain't been stung in 30 years. They say, you know, bad things come in threes. I got my 3 in 5 minutes. Humbling. All right, let's go. Council 6. Work. Come on now. Back him up. Let's go. Chipped him. All right. Good piece of firewood. Good piece. It's going to dry real quick. All right. Spin it. Spin it slightly. And we're aiming right there. Follow the trail. Chipped him. All right. Knock him over. Spin it. Follow the trail. Chipped him. All right. Spin it. Follow the trail. All right. I could knock this one off. I could just turn this axe around and just knock this piece off. I could. But we're going to spin it back a little bit, and we're going to split this one in half because it's going to split in two. All right. There we go. That's what I was looking for right there. How do I know that? Because I've done it a few times. All right. This was all one piece. I could have knocked it off together, but instead I can conserve my energy and just kill two birds with one stone. I knocked that whole piece off, but it knocked it off in two pieces instead of one. So you could just, just be a lot more smarter, work smarter, not harder, and just once you start to understand how you're splitting, starting to understand how I'm splitting, and I'm starting to split a lot more strategically. Picking my angles, picking my pockets, seeing I got a split right there. It's not fully off, but I got a big piece. If I would have chopped that whole piece off of there and knocked the whole piece off of there, I got to split it again. So why not split it before it comes off? And when I go to split it in half before it comes off, it come off in two instead of one. So I'm saving time and effort. All right. That's what that was just now. All right. This one piece right here, though, we're going to hit it one more time, though. So instead of two pieces, we're getting three off that one piece that just split in two. There we go. All right. A round fell off. All right, but we're gonna keep spinning our round, working around that knot. Hit this one right here. Let's see what we get. Oh, beautiful. All right, so it's already on the ground. So I see this one's gonna come off in one big round again, like the other one. So we're just gonna drag it a little bit. All right, and now I get to split this one in two pieces instead of one piece. All right, I'll give y'all a close-up if y'all want to see, just in case anybody's wondering, anybody's more of a newbie. All right, splitting wood, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's get that close-up so I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we got a round right there, right? And then if y'all look close, y'all can see that split right there, okay? All right, so we got a split right there going down right here. Boom, you see that split going down. I could easily just hit this around the split again, and this whole piece will come off. But this is too big of a piece of firewood than I would want. So the best thing to do is just to try to aim and split it from the side right here, and then it comes off as two pieces instead of one. All right, so you got one swing, you can end up with one piece, or one swing, you can end up with two pieces. All right, let's go for it. Ready? All right, there we go. So you see it came off, and this is what you want. All right, I didn't hit it that hard, but y'all see what I'm talking about. I hit it with one time, and you got two pieces instead of one piece, and you're conserving energy, you're conserving time, and you're being a lot more strategic about what your placement of your axe. And you can split wood a lot quicker, a lot better hand splitting, and like I said, it saves time and energy. And that's the best way I think you should start learning how to split. Just my opinion. All right, but I'm just backyard lumberjack. All right, do what you will. Do what you will, folks. All right, let's go back. That's just my opinion. Y'all do what you do. All right, I'm splitting how I'm splitting. Okay, cool. Let's see, what we talking about? Okay, cool. Follow the grain. Thank you so much. It helps. I might use a chainsaw as arms are not like yours. Okay, got it. Steve Ryan. Okay, Rainer. Steve Rainer. Okay, appreciate you, man, your comments. Hey, Mr. Sideways. I would like to apologize for suggesting how to make things easier and them little baby arms. You don't like seeing people struggle. You were swinging for your life to split that one. Yo, my man like boys, man. It's all cool, man. All right. I mean, you have a preference. I'm not going to be I want to say I'm flattered, but but I ain't mad, man. You like what you see, which is why you tuned in. Clearly, you liking what you see a bit much. I mean, I don't have much to say to that. You like what you like. You're into what you're into. I'm not into what you're into, but it's okay. Sometimes what turns certain people on freaks other people out. I'm not into what you're into, my man. You know, you like seeing arms and biceps and do your thing, by all means. There's a whole internet full of what you're into, my man. Keep scouring, man. You got a whole Saturday night to scour the internet for biceps and such. Keep going. All right, let's work. My man repeated what I said. I call him sideways from 9 to 3. He ain't like that. Oh man, come on, cutting good firewood. Yeah. Okay, we got a good crack, but we ain't get all the way through because we got knotting in there. So we gonna aim at that same crack on this one. All right, we don't try to half this one. We gotta aim at that same crack because we ain't make it all the way down. We only made about 25% of the way down. Keep getting at the same area. There we go. That's what we talking about. Other side, crack him off. Good piece of firewood. That's what we're talking about. All right. Now we got all knotty nastiness on this side. So how would I approach that? Knottiness, nastiness. We're gonna go to the opposite side and try to crack him from the inside. All right. So we're gonna turn it sideways and crack from the inside inward until we get to the knotty nastiness, and then we'll see what we'll give a crack at it down the middle the other way. All right. Come on. Counts for 6. Let's go. Work. Base out. That's what we do. Chipped him. Beautiful. Come on. Again. See if we can get the same thing. Same thing. Come on. Base out. Up. No dice. We got to come out a little bit more. We're going to come out about an inch more and see what we get. Get him off my axe. Get off my axe. Come on now. Yep. Come on. Come out about an inch more. We got crack. We cracking. It's just, I see we're getting closer and closer towards that knot because we're not getting much chipping off of there. So this will probably be the last piece we get off of here. And then that's it. Just my intuition. All right. Maybe we got a few more swings at this piece just to get this piece off. And then that's probably all we'll get out of this one for now. All right. But we're going to aim at that same. Come on, get off my axe. Let's go. Come on, again. Nothing happening. It's a tough piece right here. Get off my axe. Come on now. We're gonna give it 2 more swings before we move on because we don't want to waste time. Time is money. All right. Yeah. Come on. Again. Nothing happening. Eventually, I'll get through it. Just sometimes you get to a point where it's like it's not worth your time right now. Just put it to. Excuse me. If you have a lot of other rounds, put it to the side. Get to the other rounds. Let this have more time to dry. And once it's fully dry or a lot more dry, it'll split a lot easier. So it's just not worth it. So we're gonna put this to the side. All right, and move on. I got a ton of pieces like this. Where it's like if I just waited a few more months to try to chop them or split them, it would have went a lot smoother. And it's not worth the time. Why would you do it? Just being stubborn. That's really what it comes down to. Just being stubborn. All right? No need to be stubborn. You know, follow the path of least resistance when it comes to splitting wood. Okay. Let's throw this to the side. Now, what are we going to go to? Let's go back to the council, or let's go to the FISKARS X27. let's go to the X27 just to touch back on that, man. I don't want to be super biased, man. I prefer the Council 6, but let's go back to the X27 just so y'all keep seeing what that's hitting for. All right. Chipped them. Beautiful piece off of there. All right. I need to start stacking this wood soon. Come on, X27. All right. That was a light swing. I cracked it, light swing. But we aiming right here now. All right, let's go. Chipped them. The wood split and flew towards right where it needs to be. Into the in with the pile. You can see a lot of open face right here versus all that bark. So you know we're chipping away and making progress. Come on. That's a good split. We ain't come all the way down. I'm gonna try to get this all the way down to the bark. Beautiful. Chip off of there. And then let's try to hit this right here across the middle so we can split in two versus splitting in one. We should get two pieces off of here versus a piece off of here, off this next swing. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Two pieces versus one. Like I said. All right. You see this? We split it. This is the big round, but we should get two pieces off of here instead of one. If you're strategic in how you slice and how you cut, you can make your time a lot more valuable. There we go. Just like that. Beautiful. Again. That's what I'm talking about right there. It's a good splitting right there. This one should be tough. Super knotty. There's maybe about 4 or 5 knots in there, but we're gonna go for it and see if it splits in half. Let's go for it. Ah! Ended them. Ended them. It's a beautiful split right there. The whole log split real good. Easy, just how it's supposed to, even though we got a lot of knots in there. I like that. Avoiding the knots, you know, engaging the knots when we need to, avoiding them when we need to, and then facing them head on when it's time. That's what I like to see. Okay? All right. We got a piece of white oak right here, and we're gonna start on the other side of the knot. Opposite side of the knot. X27, FISKARS. All right, get up off of there. Come on, just gonna hit it with the opposite side. Get up off my round. All right. Bust him open. Bust his face wide open. Beautiful piece of firewood right there. Let's work. Keep working. Come on. Just doing my chores. Chipped him. Chipped him real good. All right, keep working. Come on. All right, that was a lazy swing. I didn't get much out of it, but that was a lazy swing. All right, we're starting to get towards the knotty part, and we're gonna work towards the other end now, because that thing bounced off. That was a slight overstrike, and that's when I've already switched to the wooden handle. When I get those slight overstrikes, that's when I'm like, nope, that's not what I came here for. No, sir. Nah, I'm not here for the overstrikes on a fiberglass handle. Not in life. I want more out of life than overstrikes with a fiberglass handle. Nope. I switched back to Council 5 on that one. What that man said. Come on now. 6-pound axe head, and it's doing more damage. And I ain't got to worry about nerve damage from an overstrike from a fiberglass handle. Come on now. Matter of fact, we done with this one for the day. Get up out of there. Get up out of there. We done with that one for the day. Yep. An overstrike with a fiberglass handle will end me wanting to use that X27. All right? Fast. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Let you know that right now. Come on. We don't need to split this one, but we want to split it in half just cause. There we go. It'll dry a little bit quicker if it's not as chunky. All right, let's keep working. Just avoid knots on the opposite side, approaching it, attacking the opposite side. Come on. Now we bring down Thor's hammer. We're fully committed, buried deep in the center, and we just got to bring down Thor's hammer. Come on. Grab one end, opposite end. Here, down low, base out. Get right near the axe head, and then bring down the heavens. Oh, he slipped. He slipped. He slipped on that one. He got lucky, because they usually split with that. But we're gonna come with the same mechanics. We're gonna try to split it in half. It ain't stick, so we're gonna go again. One more time. Firewood. And this thing is split. This thing is split in like 3 separate pieces. I can count this if I really want to, man. You see? Look at all this splitting right here. Everything's split. Split. It's a lot of splitting in there. I bust this up real good already. All right, now we got, only thing that's left is the knot, the knotty piece. Now I can leave this, let it be. It's will dry the way it is. All right, but I want to go for a split. Why not? Why not? Chipped them. Wasn't dead center. See if I can get this thing dead center. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so we 3/4 of the way split right here. Now, perfect time to bring down Thor's hammer, like I was saying. All right, I hold one hand towards the base, one hand towards, all right, the axe head. Come up and bring down the heavens. There we go. And that's how we finish the job. That's how I finish the job. You do what you want to do. This is what I do. All right. Ooh. All right, so let's get another round. Let's keep working. We got work to do. Got a lot of firewood to split. All right, got to do our chores. This is part of it. All right, because I got my son. Sometimes he be looking out the window and seeing what I'm doing. I show him, you know, he look out the window and say, "Oh, Dad got out there splitting wood." All right, that means a lot to him in his head. It's setting his mental framing for, like, when Dad leaves the house, he's going out there to make money, do the chores and do the things so that we can have our household run the way that it runs. You know, whether it be like planting vegetables, harvesting vegetables, making compost. You know, it's doing some of the things that is like part of the boring, essential parts of being successful and living a certain type of lifestyle. But it's got to get done. All right. It's not what everybody wants to see, but it's the stuff that makes, you know, the grand scheme of things look good. All right. Beautiful chop right there. You see that big chunk came off of there. All right, but we're gonna spin it this way. All right. Lay this down, split that in half. Beautiful. All right. It's the little things that add up to the aggregate of being successful in what you choose and set out to do. You know, it's not one big or one task, one effort that makes the grand scheme of things, you know, make you successful. All the little things that add up to the aggregate, the big thing, one successful machine. So it's all the little tasks, the little stuff that I do. All right. Make sure the little tasks don't undermine the ultimate goal. All right, we gotta hit that again. One more time, same spot. All right, but give it a little bit more than 35% effort. The same spot. Not the same exact spot, but we got close. But let's put a little bit more behind it. Come on. Not the same spot. Again. Come on now. There we go. Accuracy matters. It does. A little, huh? Or a lot of it. Come on. Let's come across here with it. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful firewood. All right. Some red oak right here. Nice. Really nice. Hitting that knotty area. It's starting to be real stubborn. All right. So we're getting ready to bring out the tape measure soon. And we're going to measure up a cord. So I'm going to start stacking this more, bring out the tape measure. I'll try to angle the camera to where you can see where I'm measuring from, so that we say, okay, from right here to right here is one cord, and then we're going to measure the next cord, and we'll kind of like put a marker to where one cord starts and where one cord ends. And then we know, like, okay, this is one cord, this is two cords, just to know, like, all right, well, for a year, for burning firewood inside the house, we need 4 cords or 7 cords or whatever the case, just so that we know that we have enough for the season. Because I don't want to be guesstimating what we need or guessing at all. I don't want any guesswork. I want to have it way more than what we need. I want to know exactly what we need and then have way more than what we need. Because like I said, I also want to be selling this stuff. And I don't want to sell too much, then we don't have enough to burn for inside the house and keeping the household going. So we definitely want to get some measurements going on. And I got the tape measure out here, so we're going to get the tape measure going in a second too. Let me finish this one round right here, and then we'll get to that task, stacking and measuring. All right. Ah, damn it. Come on. Oh, that's a tough piece right here. It's a tough piece right here. Okay. Let's not waste time with pieces that don't want to cooperate. Right? Let's not waste time with pieces that do not want to cooperate. What a man requires in life, one of the things that a man requires in life is cooperation. And that's what we need. And if we don't get it, we move on. We move on. I need cooperation. All right? Or else we get, we resort back to primal instincts and starting to force cooperation. If we don't get it by volunteer, we start to force cooperation. That's not what we want to do. It doesn't create the best environment for, success. So I don't want to have to force cooperation. All right. So I moved a couple trees right here. Now they're sitting in water right now. They'll be okay for a little bit longer, but I can't leave them in water or else they're going to drown. And I'm going to take another tree out of here. I'll take this green giant out of here too. Take this out of this environment because we're going to stack our firewood in here and we need the space too. So let's take this and we're going to put this in some water. But it can't stay in this environment because it will not survive long term in that environment sitting in water because they'll drown. But for now, it's okay. It's okay. All right. But I need to have a space to where I can stack my pallets. And maybe I'll put these back. Maybe. I'll think about it. Because they're not blocking my pallets of firewood. All right, so we got these skip laurels right here. I'm gonna move these skips too. I just bought these skips. All right, we're putting on the other side of the property for a privacy screen. If anybody knows about privacy screens, talk about it in the chat. All right, one side of the property we're doing skip laurels for a privacy screen, or two sides of the property we're doing skip laurels, and the back and the far back and the far back perimeter we're doing green giants. All right, so different types of privacy screens. The green giants will definitely live to be a lot taller by a long shot. They can get as high as maybe like 60 feet tall, whatever. All right, let's put another pallet right here. Let's move this skip laurel right here. Got another skip. Let's move that out the way. Let's put this other pallet. We got another pallet we need to put before we can start really stacking and feeling confident in our stacking. We got enough space. Okay. There we go. Okay. Got another pallet right here. And we keep working. Let's work. Let's work. Come on. Drop that down. All right, move that out the way. And this is just the man's job, man. We just doing chores. This is the man's job. I could never sit here and send my wife out here to come out here and be like, yo, you know what to do. Move them trees, blah, blah, blah. Just fix it, get it right so where that wood will stack properly. And just send her out here and expect her to just know what to do. That's not her job. It's my job. It's the man's job to know what to do, figure it out, get it done. Period. All right? So don't get it twisted in, you know, what you're doing, what you need to be doing, and what you two feeling. You don't feel up to it. You're feeling lazy. You're being half-assed in what you think is your job, what you think is not your job. This part right here, it's your job. As a man, unless you don't assume that job. You don't feel like you're the man in the house. She the man in the house. All right? You can relinquish that title. But, I mean, I wouldn't. Because a lot comes with that. You're relinquishing a lot by doing that. Don't do it. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're not built for it, go ahead and relinquish that. It's not. Okay? You know, door, you jumping in the bathroom, you hiding in the corner, and she having to fend for the house. You know? That job is not for you. You know? She knows she got to, for lack of a better term, she knows she got to hire a sissified man. You know? It is what it is. Embrace it now. So y'all both come to terms with living with that. You know your title, you know your purpose, you know your responsibility. I don't want that title. Not me personally. I don't want that responsibility of being a sissified man. What does a sissified man do? If somebody bursts through that door, I don't even know. I'm getting active. I activate. I don't even know, man. Let's see what we talking about in the comments. Because we stacking wood. I got the tape measure out here. So we get ready to start measuring stuff. And we're going to measure a full cord. And right now you can't. Whatever they want to be called. I don't know what they are in the comments. They real active in the comments. I know that. On a Saturday, not busy. Ain't got nothing nice sitting in front of them. Just worried about my biceps, man. It's okay. I mean, it's a compliment, I guess, you know, if I choose to look at it like that. Instead of having something nice sitting in front of you, you'd rather be looking at my biceps on a Saturday. It's kind of funny. You know, it's also a little bit sad, man. I feel for you, man. Or them, or they, or shim, or shem, I don't know. Whatever you choose to identify as. They, whoever they is that's liking my biceps, man. All right, so now we stacking this firewood, and we stacking it nice and tight. All right, we're not creating a bunch of gaps. You know, we're naturally stacking this the best way we can. You know, kind of playing Legos with this. You know, and if I can, I want to stack it to a nice, like, even height at the top too, like across the whole stack. If I can keep it nice and tight, nice and even, All right, that makes for a better measurement when I go to measure the cubic feet, to make sure that we got a good measurement on on our cords, so we can say like, okay, this is 2 cords versus cord, or 4 cords versus 6 cords. How do you know? You know, if you don't do the basic math, you're not going to know. And I've been seeing people talk about, well, a cord is 4 by 4 by 8. That's what a cord is. Okay, cool. You're not wrong. But you're also like, that's not the only way to measure it. It's not the only way to measure it. So, just saying, you can stack it however you need to stack it, whatever best makes sense for you, as long as it makes sense overall, and then you can kind of measure it from there. All right, so I'm just stacking. Got a lot of firewood right here, a lot of stacking to do, and really, I can start measuring now. I do want to get this stuff stacked up and off the ground. So I'm over here putting in that work. This is just part of my chores. No matter if it's Friday night, Saturday night, Thursday night, Tuesday night, Monday night, I do my chores, man. This is the man's job. It's what men do. Men handle responsibilities. Now you get your responsibilities out the way, then you go, tend to your leisurely activities if that's what you choose to do, your hobbies or whatnot. But the necessities got to get out the way first. All right? Family got to eat. So you can't go out there and tend to hobbies and there ain't enough food in the house for the family to eat. That don't make sense. You downstairs playing a video game or whatever you choose to do, and the family don't got enough food in the house to eat. That don't add up. That don't make sense. That's not a man handling his responsibilities. It's not. I don't do that. I don't even have a video game. Not knocking anybody that does. I haven't played a video game console since like 2003, 2004. I don't know. Probably 2003. I don't know what video game consoles out there even look like. Again, it's not a shot at anybody. I'm just saying, priorities come first. All right? You got a family. They are your number one priority. Responsibilities. And for me, I choose to say, okay, write down my list of priorities. What are my priorities? And then which ones are priority over other ones? And list them by importance. And that's just how I operate. Important ones come first. I woke up today, and first thing I did was take a shower, work out, came outside, worked out, hit the pull-up bar, the dip bar that I made. All right, hit the pull-up bar, dip bar, worked out, did my squats, and then shot right to the backyard to go start trellising tomatoes and peppers and everything that we're going to be canning and stuff. So I knew, like, all right, well, the tomatoes are getting out of control. I know those got to get handled first because we're going to be canning, and we're going to need a lot of that stuff during the winter, the fall, into the spring next year. And a lot of that stuff is going to be useful, and I got to get that out the way, or else the tomatoes are going to start to die and blah, 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 blah. And the wood will be here once I get here. This stuff is not going to expire before I get to the tomatoes. The tomatoes can die. This wood is not going to die before I get to it. So I know the vegetables and stuff come first. All right, out there picking vegetables, harvesting stuff, all right, trellising stuff, that comes first. Priorities. We got to hit this piece again right here. That came first on my list of priorities. So like I said, I took a shower, boom, hit the pull-up bar, dip bar, because health is wealth. Gotta make sure I stay physically fit, or else I'm gonna be broke up and not being able to deal with my kids and the wife and so on and so forth. Be able to handle tasks. Got to be able to handle the priorities by being physically fit. So that factors in at the top of the priorities. So like I said, came out here, hit the pull-up bar, hit the dip bar, hit them squats, got my easy curl bar and everything out there, and just You know, I got my rotation of workouts, and then went out there, did some trellising, you know, fixing tomatoes, picking tomatoes, taking off the new stuff, trellising new stuff, and cutting off, you know, what need to be cut off, you know, doing some pruning, just tending to our lifestyle, which is more of like a homestead-like lifestyle. But this year, we're getting the most production, because I'm getting better at this, like, food forest gardening thing and producing food that, like, we're producing so much food that there's so much abundance that I have to start canning and start preserving, because we have so much in abundance. And that's a beautiful thing. That's an amazing thing. All right. Before this year, that we had some stuff that we were able to preserve. You know, winter squash. We had winter squash to last us a few. You know, pick them in the spring, pick them in summer, fall, and they last until next year. We had that happen, but so much abundance, way more than every other year. So it just means that, you know, we're learning, getting the hang of things, and progressing. All right, and as you progress, you know, each one teach one, pass on the knowledge, and share, man. You know, have my mother come over here and go grocery shopping, distribute some of the goods and some of the success, you know. That's, damn, drop one. But that's part of the success, is sharing. Sharing is caring, is what they say. But giving back, paying it forward, each one teach one. Like I said, you know, if you learn a certain skill set, man, teach the next man. You know, as long as they're willing to learn, you know, I'm all for that. Just stacking wood right now. We get ready to take our measurement and then do our thing. Okay. All right, let's go. So let's take a measurement. No new comments. I got my measuring tape in my pocket. Let's take a measurement. All right. So as far as height, let's see. As far as height, we going. Make sure y'all can catch me in the camera. As far as height, we are maybe 3 feet 9 inches. Let's check it again at a different area. 3 feet 9 inches. So 3 feet 9 inches in height. Length. Let's see if I can keep this stuck on. Let's do our length. If I can keep that stuck on there, that'll be good. Like I said, height 3 feet 9 inches. I'm running out of length. We ran to the max. All right, the max is 16 feet. So we hit about 16 feet over here. All right, so we gotta do it from that. 3 feet 9 inches, 16 feet. We stopped at 16 feet, about right here. I'll put this piece sideways, about right here. And then across, we are going 2.4 inches. 2 feet 4 inches times. All right, so I gotta do some math over here. Gotta get the calculator. All right, so I gotta write that down too. Damn. All right, 3.9 feet. All right, 3 feet 9 inches times 2.4, or 2 feet 4 inches times 16 feet. That's a big ass B on top of my camera right now. Damn. Motherfuckers tore me up yesterday. All right, so if anybody comments, can do the multiplication. 3.9 inches and 3.9 inches times 2.4 inches times 16 feet. All right, so 2 feet 4 inches times 3 feet 9 inches times 16 feet. All right, if anybody can do that in the comments, before I get to it, because I'm filming from my phone right now. All right, so I can't really get to my phone, do the math, and I don't have pen and see if anybody gets to that. If anybody can't get to it, we know how much of a cord that we have. If not, I'll do the measurement and just post a picture and put what a full cord looks like. Did the math, and I'll put the math in the comment as far as like the math in the post. So I'll do a post, show a full picture. I'll put the math in there and how I have it stacked, and then I'll just make like a post, like a picture post with the math and showing what a full cord looks like. If anybody in the comments is not already doing the math, but if anybody, I appreciate it if somebody does the math. All right, so that we can talk about it right now and I can finish stacking. 3 feet 9 inches times 2 feet 4 inches times 16 feet. You know, what's the math on that? Because 128 cubic feet is a full cord. All right, so that's the goal, to hit 128 cubic feet. All right, once we hit 128 cubic feet, I can say, boom, I can put a marker here and say, boom, this is a full cord. Once this is fully seasoned, this is maybe 400, or, you know, give or take $400, $500, and what I could sell it for if I wanted to. But I could say, this is what I need for a year. If I need 6 cords for a year, I need 6 more of what this looks like right here, or 5 more of what this looks like right here. So there's a couple different reasons why you would want to measure a cord and what a cord looks like. Just saying. Let's see if anybody was able to compute that math for me. Nobody. Not yet. It's all good. Let's keep stacking. Let me make sure y'all can see what I'm stacking. Cause I'm stacking this. It's like stacking monies right here. Yep, y'all can see. It's like stacking money right here. This is all free firewood. You know, I just had to process it. This is all free stuff right here. All right. I didn't have to pay a single dime for this. All I had to do was process it, bust them rounds up, and then come out here, hit the axe, and then stack it. And I get to heat the home for free. I get to cook for free. This is satisfying right here to me, man. You know, it's a beautiful Friday night. If I get to come out here and not only cook for free, I get to come out here and sit in front of the fire pit and burn free firewood. I don't have to pay to sit outside to burn firewood and have an ambiance and, you know, all that good stuff. I get to just come outside and just look at the fire and sit outside and just for hours and with the wife, the kids, and just be like, man, you know, how y'all feel? And just be able to converse with the family over nature, you know, in nature. That's a beautiful thing. That's a blessing. You know, not stuck in the house on electronics. Outside. This facilitates people wanting to be outside. This right here. This free firewood is one thing that can facilitate everybody or people wanting to be outside. Which I think, as at least here in America, man, as an overall, as a culture, man, you know, I think people are wanting to do that less these days. So I want to restore the feeling. Get back more outside. All right. You can sit outside your yard and burn free wood, burn your fire pit. You know, ask your daughter, son, hey son, man, how was your day? Daughter, what'd you do today? You know, was there anything disturbing that happened today? Does anybody I needed to come to? You know, you get to ask those questions. And if you ask me, man, free firewood like this right here helps facilitate that. If you ask me, firewood helps bring a family together. You know, each thing just leads to the next thing. You know, free wood. Now you're outside cooking. All right, you're outside cooking. Now the family got to come outside to get the food that you cook. And they come outside to get that you cook. You get to look them in the face before you give them the food. How you doing today, son? You know, how was your day? Like, what happened today? Or daughter, you know, before they get the food, because they waiting for the food, right? Now you get to leverage them. You come outside to eat, right? What happened today, son? You all right? How's everything been going? Dad, come on, I'm hungry. How is everything going? You all right? You know, how's your friends? And blah, 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 whatever you want to ask. Now's the time to get to leverage them. They hungry, and they going to have to answer the questions accordingly. This free firewood is good for the family. You know, help get everybody outside talking, you know, bonding. You know, I would get them involved with stacking and cutting it too. You ask me. My boy want to be involved. My son only 4 years old, but he want to get involved. He want to get active. I said, Dad, I want to come outside and help you. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go get him now, because he can help with this. He's 4, but he can help with this right here. Not the splitting with the axe and cutting with the chainsaw, but my boy can come out here and help with this part right here. He would love that. So, with that being said, yeah, no, we're gonna cut this live soon. If nobody did that measurement, I'm gonna do the measurement in a post. And I don't have my calculator with me, and I don't have pen and paper with me right now. I'm just stacking firewood. My 4-year-old, he can come out here and help me with this. This is a daddy's son job right here. My boy would love to come out here and help his dad come out here and stack firewood. Yeah, I need to get him involved. That's my boy. That's my son, my only son. But anyways, this was a good experiment. All right, we did the X27 versus the Council 6. All right, they both did well. They both split well. All right. The two differences, just to end it off, just so y'all see, there's definitely differences. All right, the differences is the Council 6 has way bigger of a wider head. You see how much space right here? You can see the Council 6 has a wider head for sure. All right, so you can split a lot more wood with the Council 6. All right, which one has a better splitting profile? Probably the X27. The FISKARS X27 has a better splitting profile. All right, the Council 6 has a 6-pound head, and the X27 has like a 3.5, 4-pound head. So overall, they both split good, but I'll take the Council 6 over the X27, and that's it. We out. Backyard Lumberjack. I'll catch you on the next one. All right, everybody be